Hello, I'm LYNN Long, Mayor, City of Fort Oglethorpe. I'd like to welcome everybody here and a special welcome to Sandy Self, our tax commissioner for Catoosa County. And Sandy does a very special job. Sandy, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you for having me. It's always good to come to the City of Fort Oglethorpe and maybe share a little bit of information.
You've got it.
Okay, great.
Let me touch base on something real fast.
Okay.
Sandy collects the taxes for Catoosa County and also collects the city taxes you'll get on your tax bill also. Then she sends them back to the city. She saves us a lot of money by doing so. The big thing that Sandy does, she only collects taxes. She doesn't set your tax rate. So don't get mad at Sandy. She just collects them.
That's right.
And you do a very special job.
Thank you very much. I've been collecting for the City of Fort Oglethorpe for quite a few years, and our citizens, from all my understanding, is they really appreciate that, only getting one bill and being able to write one check. It saves a lot of confusion from escrow accounts, mortgage companies that used to have to write two checks and go to two different places. They now write one, and it's much more convenient for everybody, and I believe it does save you some money.
It is cost effective, and because I have an opportunity to look at some of those things, it does save us a considerable amount of money. But the biggest thing it does, in addition to saving money, Sandy, is convenient.
It is, and I think duplication of government services sometimes is a big money eater for all agencies. That's one thing that every city and county looks for, is a way to save money for their citizens. Nobody likes to pay taxes. That's obvious. If I could do something else with my money, I would do that. That's not a choice we have. But I'll tell you, I believe we Americans are spoiled. We have very nice communities and homes, and we feel, for the most part, safe because we know we pick up a phone or dial 911. We've got somebody there to answer in an emergency. We had a tornado about 3 years ago that came right down on top of us, and there were emergency workers immediately responding as best they could. There were things that we didn't know were going to work, but they did. That's part of what our taxes go to, and I see that, what I do, as a service. Of course, it's a profession and a career, but it's also a service, and I like that part of it. I get to meet lots of people.
Well, Sandy, it's great that you're with the tax office, and I've known you for a long time.
Long time.
Long time, and I've been involved for a long time too. And it takes special people to make government function and cost effective.
Right.
And talk about cost effective. City of Fort Oglethorpe and Catoosa County, they have some tax breaks as we attain a certain age. Could you share some of those with us, Sandy?
Sure. Now, I'll talk about the City of Fort Oglethorpe first.
Okay.
There's regular homestead exemption for anybody that owns property in the city and lives on that property. Doesn't apply to commercial properties, things like that, nor rental homes. But for people who own a home and have residence there, anybody any age can qualify for that. Then at age 65, actually yours is 60. Let me correct myself. I get so used to talking about the counties. At age 60, you get another exemption. That takes care of folks who maybe have retired early. Mm-hmm. And around that age, we have a lot of widows or widowers who all of a sudden find themselves without an income of spouse. Maybe they're forced to retire. So that's very beneficial for those folks. And then at 70, you have a total exemption on your city taxes. Those are good exemptions. Now that applies only to the city taxes and applies only to the City of Fort Oglethorpe. So that's your specialty. Then the county taxes, everybody, even if you live in the city, you're going to pay county taxes too, because the city is located inside the county. And the county has regular homestead exemption, which is statewide. And then we have extra exemptions starting at age 62, and then some more at 65, and then the big one at 75, which takes off all the school tax, and that is about 78 to 79% of the tax bills. So lots of breaks. I always encourage people, if you don't know, ask us. We can pull it up, we can look at it, we can tell you what you're getting now and if you need to sign for something else. But unless you've had a birthday or have moved into a new home, once you sign up for an exemption, you don't have to re-sign every year. It will renew itself as long as you own the home and have residence there.
So when and I'm 70 now, when I hit 70, and I have, you sign up for that extra tax break.
That's right.
And I've only have to do it one time.
One time, as long as you own the property. Now, if you deed it to someone else, even though you're going to live there, you lose that exemption. That's something that confuses some of our older folks. When they get to be 70, they want to deed their property to somebody else, but live there. If you remove your name completely from the deed, you do lose your exemptions. But there are other ways to keep those exemptions. There is right of survivorship. You can add someone's name and have right of survivorship and retain that exemption. You can also retain a life estate and you retain that exemption. So before someone decides just to deed their property to someone else, they really need to talk to an attorney and be honest with that attorney and tell them what they're trying to accomplish and let the attorney guide them, because there are things that they can do which will allow them to keep the exemptions and yet kind of plan in advance what they want to happen to their property should they pass away.
And you know, as we do get older, and we're all going to get older, we do need to make plans because our income levels change.
That's right.
They do change, and I used to hear people talk about fixed income.
Yes.
All of a sudden, I have arrived, and the tax breaks really come in handy, and the people that have worked so very hard to make a community what it is, it's kind of a payback, a sign of appreciation to you, the taxpayers that have helped make this community what it is today, and your office, over the years, and I've known you for a while, it's great about making the citizens, helping the citizens know and understand what the tax breaks are as we attain age. Sales tax, and I'm going to touch base on something we hadn't talked about. I'm going to kind of blindside you a little bit. State of Georgia a couple of years ago stopped and had a title fee versus sales tax on especially casual sales to individuals. Could you touch base a little on that briefly?
Sure. It's called title ad valorem tax.
Okay.
And I'm going to shorten it to TAVT because you get your tongue tangled up when you say that title ad valorem tax too many times. But March the 1st, 2013, Georgia did pass an exemption for motor vehicle sales of all sales tax. You know, we had grown up and I always known you're going to have to pay sales tax if you buy a vehicle. Well, they changed that and they exempted all those sales on motor vehicles and started collecting this TAVT. It's a little bit different, but it did two things. The big thing was it exempted the sales tax, and but you're still paying something very similar. But with that, they eliminated the ad valorem tax that you paid at the time of renewal of your tags. Everybody called it the birthday tax. And when I sent them their birthday cards, you know, as a reminder to come in and get their car tag or their decal, they had a fee on there. There was a tag fee, but there was also a tax. Now, any vehicles that have been purchased under this new law no longer has that tax. It will only have the tag fee, the $20. And if it's a trailer, the $12. So, two things that it did. It eliminated the sales tax, and we got a break. We got a reduction in the rate. It started out at 6.5%. Then January 1 of this year, 2014, it went to 6 3/4 or 6.75. Well, January 1st, 2015, we're almost there. It's going to increase to 7%. So we got a break, pretty good break, and it's gradually going up. And another thing that's happening is when we first started collecting it, the majority of the money went to the state. I think the state maybe saw that as a way to rebuild all the damage that the recession had done to the state coffers. So the state got the majority of the money, and gradually as these rates change, more of it is going to be coming to the counties and the cities. I think for a few years we're going to see a benefit from that. It will help us. It rocks around a little bit, but I think we'll see a little benefit for a couple of years. And then I also believe it's going to start going in reverse, and we'll start seeing a loss as more and more vehicles go under that new system. I think it'll probably be about 4 or 5 years into the system before we start seeing that happen, though.
And you did touch on something. The city will not get ad valorem tax. The county will not get the ad valorem tax that they ordinarily would have got. Let me ask you another question. Sales tax was paid, a sales tax based on the trading difference. If I took a vehicle down to a dealer and I traded it in, and I had a $30,000, I was buying a $30,000 vehicle, and I traded in a $20,000 vehicle, the trading difference would be $10,000. And I paid sales tax on the 10. Now the ad valorem fee, do I pay that?
Same way.
Same way.
That's the good news.
That is fantastic
news.
Right,
that's right.
And I never pay ad valorem again.
That's right. You pay it up front once. For folks who are used to buying from dealers, they haven't seen any difference at all, except maybe a little bit of savings. But for folks who bought from individuals, you know, they were looking for a way to save a little money, they're having to pay the title ad valorem tax up front now, just like if they had bought from a dealer. But they don't have to pay it annually anymore either. I have bought from an individual, and when you went to register it, you just went in and paid your $18 for a title and $20 for a tag, but then you paid annual ad valorem tax, that tax every year. Now, it would be the same as if you bought from a dealer. You would pay the title fee, the tag fee, and the TAVT, but never have to pay the ad valorem tax again.
It's going to work out well for the consumer.
It is. It's a little bit confusing to start. Anytime there's a major law change, and that was a major law change, it's a little bit confusing for folks, but you know what? We got a sharp group of people in Catoosa County and the city of Fort Oglethorpe and the city of Ringo. They catch on pretty quickly, and they're wise consumers looking for the best ways to do things. And most of them now, when they come in to renew their tag, they're all smiles.
And basically, you touched on something. We all learn to smile when we save money.
That's right.
Especially women shoppers.
That's right.
And my wife loves to shop and smile.
Uh-huh.
Sandy, is there anything else you'd like to touch on?
Well, just a reminder, tax bills go out October 20th, due by December 20th. I know everybody's looking forward to that, so they'll be in the mail just shortly.
So just look for the mailman going by.
Right, don't throw rocks at him though. He's just delivering.
Sandy, Thank you very much, Sandy Self, Tax Commissioner, Catoosa County, Georgia, for being with us. This is Table Topics, and I'm the mayor of the city of Fort Oglethorpe, and thank you for tuning in. Sandy has truly enlightened and shared some things with me today. Thanks again, Sandy Self.